Hey everybody, this is Mike, and I want to make a quick video about my Blackberry Passport and clear up some things about Blackberry. They may be keeping some people from actually checking one out. First, I want to just tell you this is not your grandfather's Blackberry. Blackberry has come a long way. I had a 9900 Blackberry a few years back, which I loved, but let's face it, Blackberry got kind of behind the curve compared to iPhone and Android when it came to apps, browser speed, media consumption kind of stuff. They kind of lost their way compared to their competitors, and a lot of people moved away from BlackBerry because of that. The operating system wasn't. I like the old operating system in BlackBerry, the old OS 7, but compared to the newer operating systems in iPhone and the latest version of Android, really was lacking. So, especially on the media consumption side and internet browsing and that kind of stuff. And let's face it, the apps weren't there either. So, BlackBerry Passport. I picked this up a few weeks ago. This is on AT&T. I went there to look at the Classic. I ended up going with the Passport. Classic, a great device as well. A little smaller, more like a conventional BlackBerry, but I wanted something with a little bigger screen because I do like looking at YouTube and that kind of stuff and pictures. So that's what I went with. That's not the only reason. The specs on this phone are incredible. I couldn't tell you all the exact specs. I'm not a techie kind of guy, but I know it's got a very large quad-core processor. The battery life on this phone compared to the Classic was much better. The battery life on this phone compared to any phone is much better. I get 2 days of use out of this phone without having to even think about plugging it in. Now, I'm an average user. I'm not a real heavy user. I'm not listening to music all day, looking at YouTube, doing a lot of Facebooking. I'm an average user, though. I do that stuff. And I get 2 days of use before I have to plug this phone in. Moving from my iPhone, which I had to plug in at 2 or 3 o'clock every day, because I was down to about 15 or 10% battery life. Not an issue with this phone at all. That's the first plus. Battery life, incredible. Call quality. Yes, we still make phone calls on our cell phones. Call quality, amazing. It sounds like you're on a landline, and the person you're talking to will tell you you sound like you're on a landline. It's incredible. I can't say enough about the call quality on this phone. Very, very premium. The build of the phone. Heavy-duty phone. You know, it's not the lightest device out there. It's much heavier than my iPhone 5S. But it's got a very premium feel with the weight. It's not cumbersome, you know, it doesn't feel too heavy, but it feels solid. You pick it up and you know you have a premium device in your hand. It's very elegant. It's got a stainless steel band that goes around the whole phone. Looks very nice. It's got a, getting to some of the hardware, it's got a 13 megapixel camera on the back. It actually takes very, very nice pictures. Much better than my old iPhone. The iPhone took good pictures. I think they're even better on this phone. This camera is very nice. The colors and the contrast are beautiful in the pictures. It takes great video as well. It's got great video stabilization built into the camera, so the videos come out very nice. And BlackBerry has some nice features in their app for photos where you can auto adjust the pictures. If you have, you take a picture and someone blinks or they're not smiling, you can actually adjust time shift, adjust the picture and make it better, which is a really cool feature I like about the camera. The front-facing camera is a 5 megapixel. It also takes very good pictures. It's good for video conferencing and video phone calls and that kind of stuff. Keyboard. Odd, right? 3-row keyboard. Doesn't look like a BlackBerry keyboard, kind of. I was a little turned off by the keyboard at first. It took me about a week to get used to it. Now I absolutely love this keyboard. The more you use a BlackBerry keyboard, the better it feels. It breaks in, if you will. So the keyboard will feel even better the more you use it. But now that I'm used to this keyboard, the keyboard combined with the text assist and text predict that they have built into the BlackBerry software is incredible to use. You can be typing a word. It'll learn the way you type, and it'll predict words as you're typing. And you can just swipe up on the keyboard like this. It's like a trackpad, and it will fill those words into your text or your email or whatever you're typing automatically. So once you get really good at doing that and you get really comfortable with the keyboard, you will fly on this keyboard. I can type a whole, 6-paragraph email on this keyboard in about a minute. I mean, it's really nice to use. And there's something about the BlackBerry keyboards that feels so well, so nice. They've always made such a great keyboard, and the same can be said for the Passport keyboard. It's very nice to use. It's got a nice clicky feel to it, and that raised feel on the keyboards. Very good experience using a keyboard. I like the virtual keyboards too. I was very good on the iPhone keyboard, but I got to tell you, I can type much better on this keyboard now that I've used it for a week or so. It's a great keyboard. What else can I tell you about it? The speakers. It's got dual speakers on the bottom, and they are true stereo speakers. They are stereo speakers, and they are loud. These are the loudest speakers I've ever had on a cell phone. Very loud and crystal clear quality, even at the loudest level. Great speakers. BlackBerry definitely invested a little bit of money into those, and it paid off. Great sounding speakers. If you like to listen to music on your phone, that kind of stuff, I listen to music on my phone quite often. I don't have to plug anything extra, a little speaker box or something into my phone to hear it. Like if I'm in the shower or something, I'm playing music on my phone, I can hear it no problem with these speakers. They're really loud. Kudos for the speakers. The side, you got your volume rocker keys. In the middle, there's a mute key, but if you hold that key down, it activates Blackberry Assist. Blackberry Assist is a program that BlackBerry has built into the new OS that is like Siri from iPhone or Google Talk. You speak to it and it answers you in an audio answer, and it will find all kinds of information for you. You ask it anything and it'll answer you, and it works very well. It's very intuitive. It'll open your maps, it'll open your contacts, it'll open text message for you, it'll compose a text message, it'll answer stupid questions. What's the square root of 77? It'll tell you. It really works well. It's very intuitive. I like it. So if you like Siri, you'll like BlackBerry Assist as well. Operating system. I could talk for a long time about the operating system and the keyboard, but I really don't want to make an hour video. But the operating system is 10.3.1.1 point something. I'm not sure. It's the latest OS for BlackBerry 10. It's great. It is fast. It's got the BlackBerry Hub built into it, which is a great feature in BlackBerries now, where you can peek to all your notifications on the left by scrolling to the left. You have text messaging in there, email messages in there, anything from Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, anything that you have programmed into your hub will show up instantly when you just scroll. You slide over to the left with a gesture, and you can look at your messages and notifications real quick and answer the ones you want to. Very nice feature, the BlackBerry Hub in OS 10 and BlackBerry. So that's the hub. Let's talk about apps. This is not your father's or your father's BlackBerry. I'm going to tell you again. Apps has always been a turner for people looking at BlackBerries, because you had BlackBerry World. Let's face it, they didn't have a ton of great apps. They had some good productivity apps and your popular apps like Facebook and Twitter, but that's about it. They didn't have a lot of great apps that iPhone and Android have had over the last few years. They really fell behind the curve. Well, with BlackBerry, you get BlackBerry World, you get the Amazon App Store, you can sideload the Google Play Store onto the phone with a computer with a little bit of work. There's a couple other apps. One is Market One, where you can get true Google apps, Google Play Store apps out of that application as well, and they all work perfect on the phone. Instagram. You can't get Instagram on a BlackBerry. I have 3 different versions of Instagram on my BlackBerry now. I have the native app for BlackBerry, I have the Instagram app, I have another third-party app. They all work great on the phone. I have Facebook, I have Twitter, I have LinkedIn, I have Snapchat. I don't use it, but I have it. I have, what else we got on here that everybody uses on Google and iPhone? It's got a great Maps app. I have YouTube. I have Evernote. I have, let's see, I have Pinterest on here. I have Crackberry app, which is a very cool app. I have Tumblr. I have eBay. I have Amazon. They're all on here. There is no lack of apps. If anything, BlackBerry now has more apps available combined with the Amazon App Store, the Google Play Store, and the BlackBerry World App Store. You can get more apps on a BlackBerry than you can get on any other device. So that clears up the apps argument. There is no shortage of apps on BlackBerry now. The operating system is a great multitasking operating system. It uses card view, a lot like the old WebOS devices did. I know iPhone and Android are using versions of that now as well, but so is BlackBerry. So you can open different applications, and then you can use a gesture, swipe up to minimize the application, and it stays minimized on the screen, and then you can open another application. And you can minimize that by swiping up as well. And then you can open another application. And you can minimize that by swiping up as well. And you can open as many as you want, and they all open and stay minimized on the screen. And you can go back and forth between apps. Very cool. So the multitasking on the phone is excellent. Big improvement in the OS with BlackBerry. That comes with BlackBerry 10. Great multitasking. Speed, quad-core processor, not sure on the specs. All I know is this phone is super fast. Faster than my iPhone, faster than the Android phone I used to have. This phone is speedy. I am on Wi-Fi right now, but I got to be honest, when I'm on the regular phone network outside somewhere, it's just as fast as Wi-Fi. This is the zippiest, fastest phone I've had, and I'm not exaggerating that. Keyboard has a lot of cool features built into it. There's different shortcuts you can use. For instance, if I press C and hold it, I have C for compose as a shortcut. All my apps that I'm going to compose a message in will open, from email to BBM to text messaging to Gmail to Facebook, LinkedIn. Anything you have programmed in will come up under that shortcut C that I have programmed in. So, and there's a lot of different shortcuts on all the different keys that are already built into it, or you can customize them how you like. To open different applications, to open your calendar, to open your clock, to open Pandora. Endless. You can customize your keyboard for shortcuts. Keyboard is so cool to use. I could spend an hour talking about the keyboard, different shortcuts, and the text assist, and the scrolling up and down with the keyboard. The keyboard acts like a giant trackpad. So you can see Facebook. I can scroll up and down on my Facebook using the keyboard, any part of the keyboard. So that's really neat. And you can scroll left and right if you're reading an article on something as well. A lot of technology and a lot of R&D built into that keyboard. Blackberry did an outstanding job with that keyboard. It's very intuitive. There's nothing else like it anywhere on the market. Very cool. So I could say a ton more about this. We could make a 2-hour video, and I probably wouldn't even finish with all the features and the great benefits you get from this phone. It's a great phone. If you're thinking about a Blackberry, but you've held off because of apps, you've held off because of browser speed, you've held off because of the OS, you're not looking at the right Blackberry. This is the newest Blackberry. This is the Blackberry Passport. It's got a great real estate on the screen. It's big, it's vivid, it's clear. The pixels are amazing. It's got a great keyboard. If you miss that old Blackberry keyboard, or you just want to get back to a physical keyboard, you can't do better than this keyboard. It's phenomenal. It's got all the apps you could ever look for on a phone. Android apps, Amazon Play Store apps, Blackberry apps, BBM, Blackberry Messenger, has been improved. They've added some new features to that. It's phenomenal. If you ever used BBM in the past and you liked it, BBM now is this generation of BBM is great. It's got different feeds. It's got groups you can join. It's got all kinds of stuff. BBM is great. You can send pictures in BBM now like you do with Snapchat, where you can send a picture and have it disappear in 5 seconds. You can do that now on BBM. You can do it with videos as well. You can do video conferencing with BBM. Awesome messaging program. It's so much more than just a messaging program, though. You got to check it out. BBM is great. Hey, that's my Blackberry Passport. I'm just so excited and happy with it. I wanted to show it to you guys. If you're thinking about a new device and you're tired of the old conventional Candy Boss lab-type phones, from the Samsung 4, 5, 6, 7 to the iPhone 4, 5, 6, and 7 and Plus, and the G2 and the G3 and whatever else is out there, the HTC One, One Plus, One Plus One. They're all the same phone. They're a little bigger. Sure, there's some little tweaks and things that they do to them, but there's not a lot of innovative progress with those phones. This phone is like nothing you've ever used. Check out the Blackberry Passport. I love this phone. I think you'll love it too. It's not for everybody, but it might be for you. Check it out. Thanks for watching, guys. Blackberry Passport.